So, hello everyone. I'm so glad to be here. Thank you, Professor Simone, Jens, João Melo, Gianni, Natasha, Anabella, all of them. Since the last time I was here was 7 years ago, so it's really nice to be here again and talk a bit of what has happened since then. And the idea here is to explain in deep what is circular economy, but also to connect and show which kind of opportunities you can have, which kind of projects and references you can use to develop during semester. So feel free to ask whatever you want. I'm super available to answer and build this together with you. So thank you. We remember since the beginning that the event was called SDG Challenge. So that's why here we have the SDG 12. That's the main one related to this topic. And this is something interesting to say because there is no mention to circular economy exactly in this reference of SDGs, but there is the concept itself. So how we produce, how we consume in sustainable ways, which kind of paths, technologies, and development we can have to achieve a responsible consumption and production. So we do not have this concept, these words, terminology, but we have the concept. So this is something important to start with, and then we can go deep. So as I have my master's in circular economy, and I'm production engineer from University of Brasilia. So this is why it's so special to me to be here again. 16 years ago, I was starting my first semester in the second class. So this is something that for me is really special because since the beginning, I was like building and knowing the teachers and collaborating with lectures and stuff. So that's, for me, a special invitation to share a bit with you all. And now, that's why you can see here the flag of Germany. I'm working at GIZ. That's International Cooperation for Sustainable Development. And I will explain a little bit more during the lecture, but just is the reason why we have here those images in the bottom. So in the beginning, we're gonna talk about the dots. So how we can connect the dots, the choices we have made, and how this talk about our futures. So this is the beginning. Then understanding circular economy, principles, 10 Rs, tools, frameworks, applicability and benefits, challenges and barriers, Brazil's national strategy for circular economy and its plans, PROMEC actions. PROMEC is the name of the project I work now, so I'm gonna quickly talk about this. And in the end, show some cases, real-world circular business models that can inspire all of you to think about this, think about solutions and how you can get ideas for the projects you're gonna develop during semester. So that's the idea of the presentation today. But first, I'd like to ask if some of you have heard about this connecting the dots with Steve Jobs. He has this reference of you can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backwards. So you have to trust that the dots will somehow connect in the future. This is something that made me a big reflection of which kind of choices we do during the way, and how we know that all of them in the end will be connected. And when I was preparing this, and this is something that I believe my whole life I will remember, to look backwards and connect and see if the actions have relation, if this makes sense, and which kind of opportunities we need to move forward and which one you don't need to, you can stop. And here when we see like this net and these connections, In the middle is University of Brasilia, and this is something special because all the other topics that I'm going to talk today, since my graduation in Australia, when I was there for a scholarship, when I did Grupo Gestão in the beginning, but also when I was working at Serviço de Limpeza Urbana, SLU, when I decided to do my master's here at University of Brasilia too, when I went to Denmark with a scholarship, Jens is here to prove how was this experience there. And all this came from the SDG Challenge too. So this is something special to share and show that it's possible, and we just need to be alert of which kind of ways we're gonna path. And then I went also to a startup with a circular business model that was electric mobility as a service. It was a huge challenge to work on. And now I'm working at GIZ, this international corporation that also connects with all the topics I've been working on. So this is the idea of being with topics that you like and make sense together. But first, I know that some people, maybe, I don't know, there's someone from Grupo Gestão here? Nowadays, no? But since the beginning, I know that Grupo Gestão was following the SDG Challenge, and this picture is from 15 years ago, when we were just, you can also see how it was different, the logo up there. And since then, we were like working projects in real life, and was something that you start to realize how could be your professional experience and which kind of jobs you can do. So here inside, University of Brasilia, Industrial Engineering Department, this story started. And then, afterwards, I was working in the dump site with SLU. This is the last picture before closing. And this is something that I also share, like the best sunset in Brasilia is in this place. And this was the last one before closing. After this day, we didn't have any waste pickers anymore. All of them were working in recycling facilities with contracts and having all support during this transition from the dump site to recycling facilities. So at this moment, I was working with Paulo Celso. We were working deeply with social issues, and to see the picture helps. Thank you. And there, we could realize how is the status of our life, which kind of help we can do. And all of you here, and that's why this event is so important, you can decide to work with purpose. You can question why I'm doing this, which kind of mission I have, which kind of contribution. Each one can decide and contribute. So this is something important to realize. That's what I felt when I was working there. And then we just celebrate the end. But we knew that the way would belong. I know that today in the morning you were at Saint Copy. This place, when I was working there, was not ready yet. So I was in the process to build everything. And we still know that there are challenges and stuff that you may be working on during semester. So this was the first part. And in the end of this period, we had the second event here, that was in January 2019, when I was invited to explain a bit of the situation with waste speakers, what was happening, and then we just like following all the lectures and students here during this week. You can see how be here also since the beginning, helping and supporting everyone. And this moment was the first opportunity to connect. That's why I'm so happy to be here after 7 years again with you. And then in the middle of the year, we had again in July, beginning of August, we had another meeting with speakers, with another group of students, with some students that were here in the previous edition as well. And at this moment, I was very close to move to Denmark. I was doing my master's here, and then at this moment, I got a scholarship to go there. And in Denmark was the place I could study circular economy deeply. So which kind of legislation was happening in European Union. Denmark also have a good connection for writing the law itself and regulation within universities. So that's something nice too, that you can work and study what you're applying in real life. And this was the end of this participation. We went to some waste speakers facilities as well. This one probably you have been already too. And then in the next year we went to a third mission together. This picture was in Sweden when we were visiting recycling facilities as well. So we had the group before going to Germany, and we had the opportunity to see different technologies and waste management systems, and how also the conscience of people change and make difference depending on the place you are. So Brazil will have a social issue huge. That's it's not possible to exclude this part. Maybe this is the most important that we need to focus on. But there we could get inspiration with kind of solutions they have already applied. So that's why this international cooperation is so helpful. And we had this edition also in Hamburg with professors and Grupo Gestão again. So it was very, very cold too. It was February 2020, a couple of days before the pandemic. So it was the last moment together, I would say, in person. We also had a visit to Airbus industry. It was very, very nice. And then I went to finish my master's. And why I brought this here? Because when I was working with the waste management system, I was focused on which kind of economic instruments we could use, which kind of social policy we need to develop, which kind of participatory process we need to build with them. So I had already big knowledge about this topic, but also I would like to bring this back to the industry. So that's why when we say from grave to cradle, usually we don't say in this sequence. We say from cradle to grave. But the idea is exactly to think in the opposite way. When we know which kind of disposal we have, which kind of impact we have in the end of life, we can realize how to concept new products, which kind of design, which kind of requirements we need to have in the industry, in the beginning, in the design, before producing something else. So that was the idea, and how this circular economy can help and contribute to achieve sustainable consumption and production. So here we also look at the consumption side, which kind of lifestyle we have, which kind of decisions we have in our daily lives. All of this is about circular economy. It's impossible to talk about circular economy if we don't talk about everyone, every choice, every kind of lifestyle you have. So this is something important to think about circular economy and how this is connected to. And then, when I finished my master's, I had this opportunity to work in a circular business model. So if I have a chance to write about a business case, I could use Origem, that's the company I was working. If we have people from Brasilia, maybe you have seen this before. It was an electric motorcycle produced in Brazil, developed in Brazil, and it has a special swap battery station. This one, the white box. So instead of plugging your motorcycle, you just can swap batteries. So that's why was a product as a service. This is one of the concepts of circular economy too. So the idea was exactly to bring what I've learned and studied and wrote in my thesis to reality. So which kind of business solutions and technologies we can have to reduce, in this case, reduce greenhouse gases emissions, and also have a solution with less parts, with local production. So we had this in Brazil, and also to get more money for the people who were using these motorcycles too. So this was the startup I was working for 4 years, but we have a sad story now. We couldn't raise the money we need to keep going. So we had almost 7 years of operation, and then in the end we need to pivot the company. But it was a really good experience. In the end, of course, it was super sad. We had to find other ways to go. Some people were working with another company similar in São Paulo. We had the industry in Manaus that we need to sell. And most of the people were just searching new jobs. But the important thing here is just most of the people came from University of Brasilia too. We were together super technical to develop solutions in all kinds. So mechanical, electrical, production, all of them. And also we could see how it really worked for 7 years. In the end, we know that it's high risk, but it was a great experience, and having this startup knowledge also helped me to be where I am now. Why? Because the project I work now is one kind of project to have like companies like Origem working, surviving. So the project I work today is GIZ, specifically with circular economy. And some of the funny parts, in 2020, I wrote in my thesis that Brazil didn't have a national strategy for circular economy. This is the statement. And now I work with the National Strategy for Circular Economy. 5 years after this sentence, I'm here working with this. And I'm here working with the government. So we have a partnership with Ministry of Finance in Brazil, Industry, Services, Trade and Development, Ministry of Environmental, but also SEBRAE, also CEPAL, ECLAC from the United Nations. So nowadays, I work with the same topic I was studying in Denmark. I was studying here in the University of Brasilia. And this is something that we believe now in Brazil, it's a really good moment to talk about. Since last year that we have the strategy, we have the national plan, we have many efforts in this area, money and discussions. We had the biggest event last year in Brazil. The World Circular Economy Forum was here in São Paulo. So even though in Europe this topic is not new, it's been for a long time already, if you compare to Brazil, but now is a good moment to develop and go and move forward. And here are some images on the last event that we were in São Paulo too, Expo Catadores, that's specific with waste pickers, is the biggest event in Latin America. We also have events, of course, in the ministry, but other regional ones to promote and bring in all different areas of circular economy. It's a topic super transversal, so we have connections in different areas, and that's a bit what I'm going to show. Okay, so I brought all the history before just to explain the topic itself, but the idea was not only to waste time or talking about myself, but showing how this kind of thought and thinking can change along the years. And nowadays I can see the difference of the choices I do in my daily life, how we understand better the challenge we have. And basically, to go now specifically to circular economy, what's the difference? We are used to live in linear economy. What is that? Oh, when you take, make, and waste. Doesn't matter what's going to happen. You just extract natural resource, we produce whatever we want, and then you just dispose of. Doesn't matter what's going to happen, we really don't care. This is what we call business as usual. This is the way we were used to live. And when we start to realize what is circular economy, it's just the way of bringing the resource inside, to recirculate the opportunities, to reduce the consumption. And then when we see the idea of refurbish, remanufacturing, sharing, how we can extend products' life, how we can repair something that is broken instead of buying a new thing, how we can manufacturing products with less parts, for example, how we can do shared economy. There are many different opportunities to work with circular economy. One of them is recycling, but we usually say that this is not the most important. It's not only about recycling, because usually this happens. Most of the people think circular economy is just recycling, and it's not. We use this reference to say that we have some steps and priorities too. So refuse is the first one. If we don't need, we don't consume, we don't buy, we don't make it. This is the most important, say no. You know, when you learn how to say no, this is something that you get freedom in your life. And then, okay, if you need to consume something, to buy something, but how I can reduce? There are some options that I can easily see that I reduce. Or how I can rethink the solution. Reuse, repair, refurbish, remanufacture, recycle. So all of them is the idea of how to bring it back to the circle. How we can also, at the same time, when we say circular economy, we say circle as the idea of movement, of flow, of bring it back. But when we say economy, it needs to talk about supply and demand. It needs to talk about money. It needs to make sense. So the both words together, when you talk about circular economy, need to be something that it's profitable. We reduce the materials we need. We have all these considerations before building something, before building a solution. So the idea here for the projects you're going to have for the whole semester is how can you apply those concepts? And if you, when you're searching and finding solutions, you have this in mind, you can use this in your presentation. You can write this on the proposal you're going to have. So that's the idea of bringing the circularity into the topic. And it works in many different cases. This other image is, I would say, maybe the main reference, the butterfly. And we have two different cycles. It's from Ellen MacArthur Foundation. Probably is the most famous at the moment in the topic. They talk about cradle to cradle. This is the reference of the studies and the way that they do advocacy all over the world. They are also in Brazil too. And they have this reference of the biological in the left and technological in the right. So when you talk about regeneration, agriculture, which kind of bioeconomy we can have, Brazil is really good in this topic. We are just like trying to get the data information because it's not that easy. But how we can talk about biological cycles. And the other side is technological cycles. Of course, like from people like me, I'm a production engineer, I have a tendency to look at the technological cycle. And always when you have multicultural discussions, people always bring this to remember, but it's not only technological, we need to look at the biological too. So this is a good reference if you want to go deep in your projects as well. And here are some other examples of concepts and tools and frameworks that can be used. Life cycle assessment. Our university, there I could go deep in this topic, was super interesting. It's one kind of tool that some engineers, we can study this usually too. So it's something interesting to look at the whole life cycle and mention what's the impact. We also have reference for certification, such as ISO 59000. The family itself is the main guidelines for business, for corporations. But we also have policy instruments that the government can apply to reduce the impact, like extended producer responsibilities. In Brazil, we don't have this case. We have reverse logistics, that is share responsibility. But this works very well in many countries in Europe, including. We also have deposit refund systems that there are few initiatives in Brazil that we can see, but in Germany, for example, it works. In Denmark, it works for a package of drinks and drinks in general. It is one possibility, but most of the people in Brazil, I've heard, people don't believe in the solutions due to waste speakers. I don't see exactly the relation, but I've heard this already. Other systems that we can design innovation, material, circularity indicators, product as a service system, and industrial symbiosis. Product as a service, I would like to add something. I mentioned before with the origin experience I had with the electric motorcycle, but also we can see this as Airbnb, Uber, that you don't need to buy a car, you don't need to buy accommodation. We use the product as a service. This is the concept, how we reduce the creation of new materials by using technology itself. So this is one kind of solution too. And sharing economy as well. So when we use bicycles that you can use for 1 hour and then another person use too, this is kind of solutions that we consider a product as a service. And we also have industrial symbiosis, that we connect different industries, and what something is a disposal for one industry can be a resource for another. So how we can connect different systems of industries to together reduce the consumption of new materials. And of course, circular platforms and panels that we can follow and get the information, and how we can connect also different stakeholders involved. So it is something super applied. So manufacturing, heavy industry, agriculture, bioeconomy, as I said, construction and built environmental, electronics. And this is why it's so complex at the same time. Because there is the connection among sectors. And sometimes what is good for one sector, the other sector, sometimes they just don't know. They don't connect. They don't talk about this challenge. And circular economy is the idea of connect all of them. So there is one initiative that we are working on, that's the taxonomy for Brazil. And we're going to start now the part of circular economy. And what does it mean? When we look to the sectors, we need to recognize which kind of activities, so which kind of economic activities in the whole system impact directly in circular economy. So we have this full year of work now to bring together the sector to discuss and say, oh, when we talk about maintenance, it's always circular economy. So all the activities that we mention maintenance, we can classify it as circular economy. In the opposite way, all the consumption of petrol stuff are not. So that's the idea of how we can look all the activities we have in our economy and identify which kind of them in which kind of sector are connected to circular economy too. And also energy and mobility. In general lines, we also see as sustainability, because we talk about economic, social, environmental, and the opportunities we can have if we understand and have more data about this topic. So it is a key activity for social inclusion. We can see not only waste speakers that everyone here might know, but also when we talk about the person who was working in a small place to repair, for example, electronics. It is a kind of circular economy activity. Which kind of leasing that we have, or rent, equipment, all of these activities we can consider and include and promote and create more jobs. So this is something very important for the social inclusion, different groups. Resource security, we see this discussion for a long time. This year, last year we had COP30 in Belém, and it was also something very complex to discuss. Waste reduction, that everybody knows. Emissions, job creation, and economic growth. So as long as we understand what is circular economy and how we can promote this, we see that's the way for sustainable production and consumption. But of course, there are many challenges. We have this coordination and justice with this cross-sector that I mentioned before. Infrastructure and technology, we can see the difference among countries, which kind of technology can be applied in other countries that we just don't have yet. Policy and regulation, now we are starting this process. It's kind of the beginning, so this changes country by country. Finance and incentives. So one of the biggest problems that I have in the startup I work, that we couldn't prove that we were like a circular economy business model that deserve incentives differently than linear economy. So this is something that how we can talk with banks to change, to adjust, to include requirements that mention circularity. This is the goal. How we can promote solutions that already exist, but they don't get the investment yet. So the idea is to work on this, to improve and grow even more. And culture and awareness that some people don't even know what it is and how they can contribute with circular economy. Maybe this is the beginning. So, as I mentioned before, we have this national circular economy strategy in Brazil, and is divided in 5 topics. And in the project I work, we have activities in all of them. They have in the plan to implement the strategy. The plan has 71 actions to achieve circular economy in Brazil. And of course, we cannot do all of them at the same time, but then these 5 groups that we can coordinate activities and different responsibles. Next week, we have the national forum to together discuss and move forward in the plan and the activities that we're planning. So we are really involved with the decision maker in Brazil and which kind of solutions and discussions we need to have to improve. And about our project, quickly, we have these 4 dimensions. So we talk about policy, public policy in general, which kind of regulations, law, and norms that we need to create to improve the process itself, to follow and support also the ministries. So one of the interesting things that I'm working on is in the monitoring system. So we're developing which kind of indicators we can measure how is circular economy in Brazil. So we can bring from different database in different topics: waste, consumption, investment, innovation, and how we can follow and have the first numbers to have a baseline in Brazil, and then keep going to understand the reality. So this is one thing in these policy instruments, but also with new business models, which kind of circular business models we have, or even the companies who already exist for a long time, but they don't apply yet circularity, which kind of activities we can promote and work together and turn those companies more circular. And this is not only in the industry, but also thinking about the biological cycle as well. So this is one of the activities, finance and access. The idea for me, easy to say, is how the money will go to the business models. How we can connect the bank, for example, with a company like Origin, the one I've worked for. So how we can bring the investment and technology and matchmaking events that we can assume that the money will arrive in those kind of circular business models. And also we have the social dimension very strong at GIZ, including participation. So how we can bring all the representations from all kinds of groups to discuss together, to contribute, and to have this reference in circular economy as a whole. So, and we do believe we have the impact not only in normative and institutional, but in innovation and skills, which kind of new jobs we need to promote, which kind of capacity building we need to create for this kind of circularity. Resource and waste reduction, finance and fiscal instruments. This is important because also in Brazil we see that the rules for business sometimes are very strict and difficult to follow. When we say the concept is product as a service in circular economy, but if you declare in Brazil that product as a service, you need to pay twice, as product and also as a service. So this kind of tricky parts that we need to understand, and how we can adjust to have incentives instead of disincentives. And collaboration and inclusion, how we can bring people to the discussion. And just to show some cases and bring the inspiration for your project, this one is in Denmark. This is one kind of, we have people from Denmark here. Do you recognize this company or not really? Norm? But what they offer is a subscription, so it's different than just renting. But then you can have the design of your office and all the chairs and tables and everything, and just change whenever you want. So this concept is the idea of, I don't need to buy this kind of stuff. I have the service for maintenance, for repair, for whatever I need, and you just pay one amount, and the company has the responsibility to take care of the whole life cycle. So this is one kind of example that it's profitable. This is important for us too. So we're creating a solution that is a business and also impact less the society. So this is one of inspiration that I would like to bring. This one's from Germany. I mentioned before deposit refund system. This is what happened with Recup. And also a change in behavior. Why? Because there, if you want to bring your food in the end of the takeaway, you need to use this kind of solutions. They don't offer anymore, as we have in Brazil, that single-use plastics for food and stuff. So you can just use, you pay the deposit, and in the end you just get back the money, easily. But something important to say that there, they also have a law to support this kind of action. So there's a lot that say that you cannot use the single-use package anymore, and that's why this kind of business is profitable as well. But you realize that it's a new kind of concept, something new that we need to change, and sometimes it's, that's so easy, I ask for iFood and then I bring the package and it's done. Yes. Circular economy is this idea of changing our mind and how we consume and use this kind of package. One more in the Netherlands. We have people from the Netherlands here. This one, do you recognize? So it is this idea of electronics and how we can also repair, we can use the modeling products. You change, you have the support, and also they have the reference of all the process and all the parts that they're using. It's different than you just buy Apple, Samsung, or whatever. This is kind of companies that when you start to realize we can just change and support the idea of having a circularity in our daily life solutions. And the last one, Brazil, Sahara. I guess most of the people, maybe all of you, know this one. We have the whole country too, many different cities. We have for clothing, we have for all kinds of materials, and it's huge. And we also see that's profitable. And if you don't have if you're not used to have second-hand markets, for example, this is one kind of idea, of activity that we can first change and start to contribute. So this kind of solutions is some examples that when you think about business, when you think about circular business models, when you think about profitability, it is possible. We just need to realize which kind of solutions we are creating, which kind of requirements we're going to use, materials, service, process. All of this impact, all of this matters. And in the end, when you start to have your professional lives, even in the project, this is something important to think about. And that's why we have this event. That's why we're having many people here engage in this topic, because it is really important. So that's why I would like to share a bit with you the experience we had. GIZ is here to support and contribute and building knowledge too. So I'm super glad to be here. Thank you again. And I'm free for answering whatever you want. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. We just have a little something for you. We're really glad to have you doing this for us. I'm sure we all really liked it. So you get a shirt and also a Brazil kit. Okay, so now that we've had this lecture, it is probably the time that you all have been waiting for all week. We are going to start presenting everything that you guys have worked through during the whole week. Anyway, I'm just going to put the slides here. And if I could please have the carbon footprint team, DMS, Data Management System. Claro. Eu que agradeço.
Anuncia 4 minutos de intervalo.
4 minutos de intervalo.
4 minutos de intervalo. O que aconteceu? Não, só porque eles vão encontrar os outros dinamarqueses deles.
Okay, so before we start, we're gonna have a 4-minute break. So if you need to drink some water, go to the restroom. Now's the time.
So we start.
A tua bota?
Okay, let's go. Please take your seats quickly. And just so you guys know, each team has 30 minutes to present, and those 30 minutes include also time for questions and answers, and et cetera, so be aware of that. Yo, let's sit down, please. Yeah, you need to relax. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Tem um mousezinho?
Mas eu não sei usar ele direito, não. Ele sempre dá uma bugada.
Ah, então se você puder, eu sei. Tá de boa, só pra começar. Hello everyone, good afternoon. My name is Antonio. I'm the current PM for the data management system, and we are going to talk a little bit about what we've prepared this week that we're going to be building in the next semester. So please, Luisa. So we need to understand a little bit about DMS, like why are we doing what we are doing? Mostly because we talk to the main stakeholders, and there's a lack of trust between managers and way speakers, lack of motivation, lack of negotiation powers for the cooperatives, and lack of direct participation of the way speakers in design. So by looking at all those problems, we are trying to understand how we're going to bring them to the conversation and get everything that they want and need, especially. So our goal was to minimize the trust issues between way speakers and managers, and then anonymize selling price for all cooperatives and enable collective selling of recycled material. Some of you were at the visit this morning, and you saw how SendCop works and how it operates as a breaker between the cooperatives themselves and the buyers. So we want to normalize that as well for cooperatives that are outside of SendCop, so they can have some sort of bigger negotiation price between themselves and the buyers. And how are we doing this? By utilizing a multi-cooperative web management platform and collaboration on material sales and access to that platform as well, because the idea is unification between all of them and getting them to a point where they can all work together as one instead of separate people. And also mobile web for the way speakers, because they still use a very manual process. That is the main point. It's such a low-hanging fruit when you talk about distrust, because they cannot audit the process, because information written can be edited. And then we're incorporating with stakeholders' value, especially going from design, and that's why Rabi's work has been so important in techno-anthropology and understanding their needs. So now let's break down into the teams. We have three main teams, me working as a PO, helping them, coordinating everything. Then we have the AAU team, right over there. That's Dwaj, Jonas, Simon, William, and Rabi. Also the Saxion team, which is now Mario. And the UNB team, that will be the PSP2 and PSP5 classes as soon as the semester starts. But now is being represented by Pedro and by Rebecca, who is a design student that's going to help us in this project. And now, starting with the AU team, they'll give us an insight about how their work is going to be done this semester.
Yeah, okay. Our smart objective is to design and develop an ethically responsible web application for managers and complete it by 2026. It will be developed in Java, and it will include a database with business logic, automated testing, and full database communication. Product 1 focuses on supporting multiple cooperatives in a single platform and enabling them to sell collectively their recycled materials. And also the system will automatically distribute the earnings between the cooperatives and also anonymize the prices to ensure trust and hopefully give some negotiation powers to the cooperatives.
So the second goal of our product was to improve communication between managers and the workers. We're going to do that by adding a communication board where the managers can send messages, and on the app it will be showed. And another goal is to validate the calculations of how much money, or not money, but percent-wise each worker is going to earn. So if one has 80% of the collected material, they should earn about 80% of the revenue. Then we have a third goal. It's more for transparency. And we really want to deliver a UML design, like to show how it works. We also want to have test cases. We want to make sure we can test everything. And lastly, we want to make it easy to be deployed with a guide. And we just want to document the whole process.
Thank you for giving me the floor. So the main takeaways for in terms of product 4 will be ethically designed, updated data management system requirement, which will be updated on the basis of cycle 3, since throughout the year their working process has been changed, the way they were handling with the data, those things has been changed. So we're gonna get an updated version of very ethical designed requirements and technical specification as well, which gonna guide the engineering team, I mean the engineers and computer scientists and data scientists in terms of making it possible. And of course, after completing our MVP, I mean minimal viable product, we're gonna look after we're gonna look after the MVP in terms of the compliance with conventional software development protocols. First, it can be ISO, it can be EU, some act, and also we will look the alignment with the Brazilian software development or Brazilian any IT protocols available.
Thank you. Yes, so this is our milestones for the project. The first one is our manager web application, and we're gonna have to deliver that by June. And the next is, as said before, our documentation and the UML diagrams for the code, and also like how we're gonna test the code. And we're planning to be done with that by mid-February to end February. And yeah, just like the deployment guide for the backend, which we're gonna make after we have made the backend. So Antonio knows how to implement the whole thing. Yeah.
And then, as a part of our second section of what we're gonna do, we're gonna work on a database extension after we're done with the UML documentation and testing. So directly after that, until the end of February. And then we have to make a testing report from through the whole of April. That's our plan for now, at least. It might change, but for now, yeah. And then an updated ethical design, evaluation and assessment, and technical specification of the DMS as it says there. That's actually going to be a huge chunk of time that we're going to use on that, as it's one of the most important things that we have to do in this project. So from March to June until the end of our project, we will be working on that. And I have one more thing on the, And if we quickly talk about the checkpoints and milestones, we haven't set any for our group yet specifically, as it depends on a lot of the other things that are going to happen. But we have a meeting every time at 12 p.m. Brazilian time, and it's on Thursday. And we're going to talk about it, meet as a group, and figure out where everyone's at so we can sort of work together effectively.
Thank you very much for giving me the mic. I'm sorry, guys. I'm terrible at presenting, but I'll try my best. So, I work on the mobile app for the DMS project. And the first thing that I will have to deliver are the guidelines for the gamification of it. It's a good way to incentivize the people that are going to use the application to do their best every day they come into work. The second one is the first iteration of a platform, and which is going to be presented. And if needed, there will some changes will be made. And the third part is the actual final deliverable program, which is interconnected with what the guys from Denmark will be doing. Okay, so here is the chart, which I'm gonna explain right now. So first of all, as I said, I'm gonna make the mobile app for the waste pickers, both the front and back end. It has to be user-friendly, it has to be easy to understand, and it will be delivered by the end of June. So first of all, the gamification guidelines. With Antonio's input, we found out that having only one iteration of it is not necessarily good, because there are some things that might be subject to change. So we have the first one, which will take the entire month of February, and the second one, which will probably extend around mid-April. Then I will start with the first iteration of the app, which will be done also around at the same time, and the UI UX development. But first, I'm not going to make the app look pretty. First of all, I just have to make it work. Then after that, I will get the feedback and I'll implement the new features or whatever it's needed until around mid to late June. And also, starting like the 1st of June, I will start preparing for the final presentation, for testing, and to see if everything is on point and nothing else needs to be added.
Hello, good afternoon. I'm a little nervous, so I'm sorry if I forget some words. Our team in University of Brasilia is responsible for keep contact with the waste speakers and cooperatives. And by June, we want to conduct continuous contact with waste speakers throughout the semester to perform UX research and design the UI for a mobile and web application. The mobile will be for the waste speakers and the web application for the managers, so we have to contact the both users. And so our deliverables are the mobile app design, the web app design, and a final diagnostic report that will be created by students, PSP. Okay, Luisa? So, my work here is basically doing the UX research and also, as I said, contacting the waste speakers, because I think people might have a misconception about design that it's only picking colors and font families, but it's not like that. We need to understand the user needs, and it's a very complex work, so it's important to keep contact with people. So we're going to work on this research, I believe, throughout the whole semester, and keep contact. I think that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. So I'm going to explain a little bit on how the universities are going to interact with each other and how everything's going to work. So we have our main stakeholders, the waste speakers. And in order to visit them, we need to schedule, we need to be there in person. So to do this, we'll be counting on the PSP2 and PSP5 visits during the semester, also alongside with the design students and Rebecca that are going to be the ones conducting this. And then UNB, I'll be helping the guys mostly in like quality assurance in their code, So making sure that everything's ready, everything's working and connecting with each other, while the guys in Aalborg will be the ones coding. They need the guidelines to understand the features, and who is going to deliver these guidelines are going to be Rabi and Rebecca. So in a partnership between Aalborg and UNB. Also, for the Saxion University, we need the guidelines, and we need how everything's going to talk, because he's going to be the one that is our gamer expert. So we need him in order to understand how to implement the gamification mechanics so they can work properly, so we can have highly motivated stakeholders, because it's very beneficial for them. And then in order to accomplish this, he's going to be the one dictating the rules, and then how are we going to communicate with them. So yeah, I think that's a little bit about how the universities are going to talk between themselves and with the way speakers as well. So then we have the expected results. We have two main stakeholders, actually three, no? Way speakers, because they're the ones that are the most impacted by this. They're like motivation. We need to give them all the motivation that they need in order to, have better results of the cooperative as a whole. We need to help the managers to have an auditable process to empower them. And then the DMS as a track, and the cooperatives with also following them, bringing them to the development cycle, and making sure everything is aligned with the best practices, and we actually delivered something they need and want, because from what you know, this is going to be our last cycle, and we want everything ready and deployed by before the end of the semester, before June. And we have some major milestones, but with this team, I think it's possible to accomplish it. So yeah, now we can open for questions if anyone has them. Complaints.
Who's going to ask the question?
Deixa eu levar esse aqui lá.
Vai você.
Hi. I think that the proposal is conceptually solid and well aligned with the core problem. But I think that the main risk is not technical, but such a technical, like data governance, real user adoption, and tensions between anonymization and operational traceability. So my question is, what evidence do you have that waste speakers perceive direct value in continuous use of the app beyond gamification? Okay.
I got it.
Thank you, Professor Diane. So yes, we are definitely agree with your point, and in order to make it very much stakeholder, very much a stakeholder directive, and also very much aligned with West speakers, our main idea was not to alter their work procedure, rather than not to teach them, okay, if you do the calculations in this way, if you if you use this process, it will be more efficient, rather than we are completely embedding their requirements, we are completely embedding their characteristics in terms of working process in our design. So that is how we gonna update our design within the cycle 5. And the gamification part gonna maybe answered by Mario.
Okay, so basically the gamification part is also an incentive for them. Like, how can I put it good into words? I'm sorry, I'm not really good on stage. But the thing is, if we make it appealing for them and we show you exactly what they need to do and what it's required for them to do in order to have a better experience, they will probably and hopefully do a better job. Like, for example, let me put it this way, Professor. It's if they have some sort of incentive to work, if we give them like that push forward, they will be more motivated to do their things, they will be more motivated to continue doing it. And I think this will be a long-term solution, because as long as we can keep them, I don't know, for a lack of a better term, engaged in doing their activities, I think everything will go further up from here.
This is a very good question, because I think we need to talk again with the waste speakers and the cooperative managers to understand how the gamification can bring value to their work. And this will be done by some interviews, and we are going to register all the answers and come up with gamification guidelines that will actually help bring value and understand how can be more engaged in the cooperative work. That's why we are going to try to understand if the goals and the gamification will be useful by doing personal goals, daily goals, weekly goals, or monthly goals, or even collective goals, like the way speakers can understand if we will try to understand if the goals are better collectively saying, if they will be more engaged to see the work together being done and they conquer something together, or doing it individually. You will try to understand that in this cycle by interviewing and keeping contact with the stakeholders. I'm not sure if you understand what I'm trying to say, but that's it.
I think just for a second, just a completion on what all of them said is like, we're going with a human in the loop synergy cycle. So you're always making sure that you're developing what they want and like going with them.
Okay, any more questions?
Oh wait, yeah.
Yes, but we have one more question. Yes.
Do you have a clear oops, it's very loud. Do you have a clear idea of what product you will end up with having ready when we get to July and the semester is over? Is it an MVP? Is it running in production? Exactly where will you be?
We already have an MVP, so both the app and the mobile version are in functional state. We have a prototype of a scale. We already have the parts to build the final version. So the idea is to have a final product in the cooperative, all in production, just and then having everything set up. And then just if the project is going to continue, even if it's not, the idea is to keep on monitoring it, making sure everything is okay and in production and being used by them.
Thank you.
All right. Any more questions? Okay, then can you guys please stand in the middle so that we can get a picture of the team?
You should be censored.
Can I please have the carbon footprint team come here now? Fiquem mais no meio para apresentar, tá bom? Só vocês duas? Não?
É Vinícius. Não, qual é que eu tinha que apresentar? Samuel? É só. O que é? Não, eu é que começo. Quem é que começa? O primeiro slide sou eu. Este é só, we are going to remove the carbon footprint. E passa. Podem chegar um bocado. É que eu preciso de ler. Obrigada. I need to read, so I need to kind of. Okay, so hello everyone. We are the Carbon Footprint, and I'm going to talk a bit about why we're doing this project, let's say. So as you guys may know, companies lack standardized methods in order to measure and also measure the carbon emissions, and there's also lack of sensibility in terms of their footprint and carbon emissions. And basically the program goal is going to be developing tools in order to measure and manage those carbon emissions, and to help the companies reduce their footprint. And we will also be suggesting some business plans in terms of helping the companies find a way of selling their carbon footprints in order to reduce their carbon emissions and help with the overall sustainability and also the company's profitability. How we're going to do that? We are going to do that by improving the carbon footprint calculator, which Inês and Andrea have worked on so hard, and also by building a business plan, which I previously mentioned already, on how those companies can use those carbon credits that they earn by releasing fewer carbon emissions and then selling to other companies, then helping with both profitability and sustainability. Now I'm going to pass the microphone to Inês, I think, or Vinicius, sorry.
So, hello guys, and for this program we decided to build a sub-team that starts of the University of Minho University students, so of the course of Operation, Management, and Engineering by the teams of Andrea and Inês, and also for the team 2 that is from the University of Brasilia. We got the Vinicius, me, and Nicole, and also the PSP5 students that will be actually doing this project. And for the last one, that is the International Business course of the Saxon University, we got Anika and Matt, right? And Jana for the International Business. Okay.
So, as for the University of Minho, our main objective is until the end of this 5th cycle is to deliver a complete calculator as well as a proposal of improvements for the company so she can become carbon neutral by the end of 2030. The requirements for the complete calculator are the integration of all the calculators done until now, which were about 10. They included 15 studies and about 8 sectors like furniture, textile, gas pumps, cooperatives. They were done with those sectors. Besides that, there are also quite a few indicators that have to be in the calculator, such as electricity, emissions, water consumption, solid waste, transportation also has to be accounted for, and on top of that, an offsetting option, such as tree compensation. It also must be user-friendly and internationally usable, since we're all from different places. For the improvement plan, the improvement must have SB analysis, so what is going on in the company right now, and 2B analysis, so what it can become. The improvements must be feasible, so they must be realistic, not super optimistic and utopic, but also the plan must have clear instructions so the company knows where to go.
So the plan right now is we will have some teams of students implementing in companies. 7 companies, I think, is the plan right now. So first they will have see the current situation of the company. Then they will have to make a BOM and a BPMN to module the current situation. Then they will construct the calculator, and the delivery of the calculator is set for the 30th of April. Then they are going to calculate the carbon footprint of their company, and then they will build the improvements, they will plan them, they will build the plan, and they will deliver it by the end of June. Meanwhile, I will be adding all of the previous calculators and these ones as well into one calculator that is usable for all the sectors that have been studied until now.
Okay, so now we're going to talk about the project in UNB. There's going to be developed by the PSP5 students. So the idea of the project was actually by Professor Simone. She gave us the idea that is to get a company in Brazil that is in the same sector as the company in Portugal. And then we are going to collect the data, use the calculator that we already have here in Brazil, because we have one as well, and we are going to, get the data calculated with the calculator and compare it to the one in Portugal. And, to sum up, we have the SMART objective. That is, by the end of the semester, analyze waste management data from Brazilian companies using the GHG protocol calculator and compare the results with the Portuguese indicators to define environmental performance metrics and propose improvement opportunities. So we have 4 deliverables for the semester. The first one would be the calculator usage. So we think before we calculate anything and collect any data, we have to understand how the calculator works, right? So we propose to the students so they can study the calculator, how it works, and then present in the class to Professor Simone how they're going to use it. So prepare a presentation and then open it in the class, like the calculator, and show them calculating something. So we can see that they actually studied and understand how the calculator works. The second one would be the data collection sheets. So after we get in touch with the company that we're going to pick, they are going to send us the data. And most of the time, this data is very disorganized. We have data we don't need. So we will have to organize this data and treat it, I think is how you say it, treat it in a way that can be more usable for the calculator, right? So it will be an Excel file, like it usually will be, organizing the collected data for use in the GHG calculator. And that will be delivered after the data collection phase.
Okay, and something I forgot to say before, it's about our product owner, that is Louisa. Unfortunately, she couldn't be here today, but she's going to be with us along the semester. And okay, about the third deliverable, we got to GHG data results and analysis. Basically, this is a presentation of the information collected by the company with which one the students are going to be daily contacted by the main companies, I think. And I think these two, I forgot the word. Sorry, and these people are going to be full contact of this company, and actually also they are calculating all the data and the information about these companies, the electricity, their carbon emissions, and about the recycling storage too. And for our fourth deliverable, it's about the segment indicators. So we're going to build some reports of the indicators that is the most important for the company, that can compare both Portuguese and Brazilian indicators. That is so much relevant for the companies to build a future management, and also the indicators of development actions. Okay. Which one starts at March 16, but we are thinking about give some time to the students to get into the subject. So we are going to start actually on 31 March to give more time to people to know about the project, know about what you're going to do. So we're going to start in GHG calculator, understanding what that is what Nicole explained it to us. Okay, for the sprint one, it's about the understanding and demonstration the GHG calculator by the students, and about 31 March till 7 April. To sprint 2 and 3, we're going to just unify these two. So from the 8th April till 20 May, we are going to use data collection and processing. And to sprint 4 and 5 unified it, we are going to do the calculation analysis using the day 30 May and also till June. And the last one, this is sprint 6, is about build the report development from the 3rd of June until 30 June. Yes.
Amazing. Thank you very much. I will now take over for the third team, which consists of Annika, Mette, and I, as you already said. And our goal is that by the end of the semester, we will design a business model tailored to the Brazilian market to generate and sell carbon credits from the waste activities. So how are we going to do that? We have 3 big deliverables consisting of, the first one is the market and industry analysis report. There we're going to explain how the carbon credit market works in Brazil and why it is a good business opportunity. And then the second big deliverable that we're going to do is the business module and the financial plan. So there we're just going to show how the economic viability and the social and environmental impact. And then lastly, we have the impact assessment and the final presentation, in which we will demonstrate the environmental benefits, but also the social improvements for the workers and the overall sustainability from our proposed business plan. Perfect, thank you. Then now that we have that settled, we're gonna go more into the little task that we're gonna do. So first of all, we need to gain more knowledge about this whole carbon credits. And then we're gonna do research about the Brazilian regulations in specific. Once we have that settled, we have an assignment from our school, which is a project plan that we will have to have that done by the 2nd of March. After that, we will focus on our research about the market trends. And then in April, we will start with the ANSOF model, but also researching about the risk, restrictions, and the benefits from the Brazilian market. And then in May, starting May, we will focus on the economic benefits and design thinking methods. And then the professional product we will also have to do for our school Saxion. And this is which we will deliver on the 15th of June. And then once we have that all done, we will put everything together, design the business model and implementation plan, and finally then present the research report, including all of our findings and then also our recommendations for the Brazilian market.
touch at all times. And to keep this organized, I don't know how to say this, but we're going to have a monthly checkpoint. So we're going to get in a meeting, like co-working and talking about how the projects are going, so we can keep it organized and in the flow. So the first one will be 2nd of March, and the other dates will be scheduled on the first checkpoint, because we have to check the schedules for the courses and all of that. And it's going to be at 1 p.m. Brasilia time.
Of course, we also have some expected results from the project. First, the benefits for the stakeholders, the external stakeholders, so those are the companies or the cooperatives. The first benefit is that there will be a raised awareness for the companies on how to reduce the carbon footprint. It will also help them with decision making based on important and reliable data that we got actually from the companies. It will also help the companies meet the objectives of for example, for the Portugal companies. It will also help with the objectives of the agenda from the EU in 2030. There will also be knowledge on different ways to manage solid waste and its impact on the carbon footprint. And there will also be a recognition of the role of waste pickers on CO2 reduction, and at last, it will promote the use of carbon credits for sustainability and growth. Now, there are also the stakeholders, the universities, and there are two benefits for the universities, which is access to methodologies that can be used in other contexts, so for example, for other studies and stuff. And there will be a gain of knowledge about carbon credits.
As a quick summary of how every university is going to work together, we have a little diagram. So for Section and UNB, they are closely working together, since the Section team is working with the Brazilian market and carbon credits. So the UNB is going to give them input, feedback, and they're going to work closely together, as I said. University of Minho has done a lot of work with calculators in different sectors, which is going to be a first for Brazil. So we're also going to be in close communication to give feedback and input to each other. As for University of Minho and Section, we're going to give input because their carbon footprint way of carbon credits is something we can use in our calculator for offsetting options. So that's how we plan to work together for this cycle. Thank you.
Any questions?
Okay, congratulations for the work. It's really well done. What I feel is lack of something regarding the cooperatives. Is there anything that you are doing in terms of how much money they are going to earn if they reduce the carbon?
Previous calculators have used solid waste in their calculations, so that's something related to the cooperatives, and that cooperatives can use to calculate the amount of emissions and how they can translate that with carbon credits, which is something the cooperative can use for profit. So also give profit to the waste pickers.
Yes, maybe it should be something that the Brazilian team should try to get data from the cooperatives, okay? Real data from them.
So we're not getting the data from the cooperatives because we talked with Yasmin and Professor Simone, and they said that the communication is not very good, and they don't have the data we need. So that's why we changed the company we're working with. but they're going to be benefited either way because we're going to see the, like she said, about the residues, whatever. Solid waste, sorry.
Oh, Natasha, great.
Thank you for your presentation. Just a very practical question. Why do you wait a whole month to meet for the first time? It seemed a little bit long.
So we scheduled the first meeting for the 3rd of March because the previous week, I don't remember who, but like 2 or 3 people couldn't do it. And also the Brazilian semester is only starting at the middle of March, 16th. So that's why we're also doing it on the 3rd of March, because we didn't think we would need to do it sooner, because right now we are just trying to understand our projects individually. Yeah. So it's not really connecting them, so we don't really need that. So we just need the feedback, and then on that day they will have their schedule, so we will be able to define the day specifically for the monthly checkpoints.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, another question.
I would like to understand better how do you ensure methodological comparability between Brasilia and Portuguese data?
Okay, I will try to explain. Basically, since we are working with the same sector, we are not really, I don't know why it's making noise. I don't know if the data will be the same. That's exactly what we are trying to figure out. We are trying to figure out how the market of Portugal and Brazil compare to each other. We are trying to make these comparisons, see what we do different from each other, and see what we can implement that is doing good in each other's markets. So it's not about comparing exactly and seeing the results, if the results are the same, is seeing the comparison and seeing what is comparable between the markets, our goal right now, if you want to.
And also I think the calculators were developed simultaneously, so it won't be like very different, I believe. So.
Perfect. Any other questions? Anyone? All right, therefore we go to the official picture of this team. One more.
Okay. Let's start. Yeah, so we are Educado, and we're going to present now what we have done. Can you pass that, please? We have the context, and I am Lucas. I am the PO and responsible for software part. This is Luisa, gamification and design, and Mafe, content creation, and the Danish team about the development. So let's do it. Oh, sorry. Sorry. And Maria from gamification on Saxo, sorry.
Okay, so let's talk about our context for Educado, our why, program grow, and how. So basically, why are we doing Educado? Waste pickers here in Brasilia and also in different parts of the world, especially in Brazil, don't usually have access to crucial education. So we're talking about basic information regarding how to use the government app, for example, or maybe math, English, Portuguese. So Educado comes as a way to deliver crucial education in order to generate significant life improvement. So our program Grow is to give waste pickers the opportunity to improve their lives and also to learn and get to know stuff that maybe wasn't a possibility for them before. And how are we doing this? Well, we're doing this by an educational app that provides those instructional and complete courses that give them the access and the knowledge that they wish to learn. We have seen from past interviews and also researches that this is something that they really want. So our idea here is to provide an app that is functional, usable, accessible, and that gives them this space to grow and to learn. And we're also gonna have we're also going to have a website that gives the content creators the opportunity to provide them with these amazing opportunities. Do you want to do this part? Or, yep.
Okay, just quickly, as I said, we have the 3 PMs, Lucas, Maria Fernanda, and Luisa. We have the software team engineering, the production one, the design and the gamification, and the international business, if you guys want to come. So now we're going to have a little presentation about what was developed in a software term, and they're going to present the app and the website.
Yeah, nice seeing you all here. While Emil just get fixed up with the HDMI, I'll just shortly present that this couple of days we've been working on this app. Actually, we have been working on the project for half a year, but working 80 people on the same project, especially in software, can get quite messy. So we believed that it was possible to code an app in these days that would actually be worth more. We have tried to integrate as much as the design that Luisa has developed, and also tried to develop a front end, which you can see actually a picture of here while Emil is connecting to the app. And from there you will be able to edit and create these courses for the content management. If we look here, we can see the app. Emil will just shortly log in. This is the first screen that will be presented. It is of course written in Portuguese, and it is a feature that we really want to introduce, that all of the text can be read out loud, and this is one of the things that will be on the next cycle for the people who will be working on that. Emil can here scroll through the courses that the user has signed up to. He can go in and explore and see other courses. These courses can have different tags. You can search them, but for this model, we have focused on courses that are relevant for the waste pickers at the moment. Will you start a course, Emil? We have tried to implement, as I said, the design we have gotten from the gamification crew, and in a course there can be multiple sections, and a section can have these questions. Here we can see a short video generated for a persona from your team, and the video will then play. It can say anything. There's also sound on that can be the course can be anything that's relevant. This one is about personal finance. In a little while we will see that the video will then pause, but of course it has to make sense so that the people can answer the questions related to it. We also have a previous pause button, so in case that you are confused towards what the question was about, or you missed something, you're able to go back. Here we see the video pause, and we can then scroll down and see the question. Yeah?
What you want to do? Oh, sorry.
Yeah. It's basically just asking what you should do with your debt. Should you let it build up, or should you pay it? When you have completed these questions for the video, and for each section, now we just saw one section, there could be multiple, then you'll be able to get a certificate saying that you have completed this course. Here you can see that Ursula has gotten her finance certificate, which she is then able to download, and it will be saved on her phone. This means that she can use the certificate in any job applications later on, or just to show off her new amazing skills. I think Emil will try to find it here. There it is. Congrats, Ursula.
So now we just saw one of the types of gamifications that we have implemented. We also have some other ones. Let me try and find one right here, where it can just be, this is an English course, but it can be multiple choice right here. And then you can answer. And then the next one will be like a true false, which is also possible to do within the app. Yes. Oh, yeah, there's actually one more. Let me try and find that one. I think it is the first right here. Yeah, this one where you will also be able to read. And as Jakob mentioned, we have this speaker icon, which will be able to make this text into like audio so that they can listen to the text instead of reading it. Yeah.
And like as we said, this was all done during a hackathon. As such, we focused on the MVP. But just to iterate all we got done, all this is running on a backend that is actually hosted right now, and a Neon database that we have out here. We have also, in the short time at the end here, tried to develop some of the web portions for the course creators. This is not completely done yet, as we have some of the video and image hosting not done, so they're also hard-coded in the app. But elsewise, you can actually do most of the things here, and all the endpoints also done for the backend. So for example, if we press our text course and go to edit, the internet is a bit slow at UNB sometimes. Then you can add an activity. Let's select type. Let's do true, false. And yeah, you can do whatever you want. Very good. You can select the order if you have multiple questions, and you can select what is the correct answer. This is true. If you press save activity, then it should now be in the, yeah, he pressed 2 times. Now go into the app to maybe show that it works. And what really is the idea here is that now that should be a 100% solid MVP foundation for the project. So when we as the software team from Aalborg may not be able to work on this anymore, that shouldn't have to be done that much anymore, and the base is very solid at this point. And it's also able, this MVP, to go out there. Here you can see it already live in the project. And this is also an app that is already in the Play Store testing program as well. So really the whole foundation is done at this point, and there's only some new features you can add on to iterate on the project if there's a new software team. I think that is that for the demo. So if we go back to the, oh, you want to say something?
As Mikkel mentioned, the app is a test app right now, and we tried to install it on a few devices, but I think the next step is to get it installed on more devices so we can have some from the Egalitarian project actually tested before we make the final release to Google Play Store, where waste pickers will be able to download it. So, yeah.
Perfect. Thank you, Emil. Thank you, everyone from Denmark team. Sorry. So we can come back now. Okay. So as the team said, we already have a functional mobile app. And the idea is to complete the prototype that we have of the website and implement more features, as one that is the text-to-speech that we talk later. The idea is the app will be stopped of development now, will be just improved in text-to-speech and other features that is not more about what the main functionalities are. And the web content, the website part will be developed here from Brazil, so we're going to continue to implement these features. Let's go. Okay. Now I will pass to Maria Fernanda to set the part about the content creation and all the stuff that we put on the app.
So guys, after we have this brilliant presentation regarding app, how we join together these teams. And the Danish guys with Lucas from software engineering, they were developed the app. But what was the content for our main target, which are the waste speakers? So this part is for us in Brazil. So I am the project manager in content creation here in Brazil. And my team work on developing these courses. And throughout this week, we collectively and collaborate, develop the future deliverables, projects for the following semesters. So the smart object is to deliver a crucial app for significant life improvements. And in order to achieve that, we have to reveal the quality and the impact of the personal finance course 1 was already developed, and to improve the health and safety on workplace course 2. So the deliverables are going to be a technical visit in a recycling cooperative, the entire course 2 revision with Professor Paulo Celso. Do you guys remember the professor who talked before the recicláveis? Well, he's a specialist on work, on health and safety on workplace. So since we have a specialist here, we should use him. And also the course 2 improvement. So, and additionally, AI generations videos using the platform VO3, and deliverables in an online website that we will suggest as a GitHub, since it was a very successful deliverable from our previous project that they developed entire courses. Indeed, the video that you just saw and the content of those gamifications were produced by the Brazilian team, and yeah, it was an amazing job. So regarding the timeline, we have the roadmap. So to finish and improve the health and safety course, the technical visit on March and April, entire course revision and improvement from March to May, AI generation video from May to June, and the deliverables, all deliverables in an online website as GitHub at the beginning of the June. And smart objects regarding PSP5, only for a quick understanding, in Brazil we have 2 divisions, like 2 different disciplines. One is responsible for the content, another is responsible for quality. And this team will be working in order to develop indicators to measure the quality, the relevance, efficiency, effectiveness, and the useful of both courses. And we call it that quality and usability report. Should deliver that. And also, a summarized Power BI dashboard for all the indicators in order to see if the courses that we already produced are useful, efficient, what we can improve, what can be better, and etc. So this is also aligned with Agile methodology and Scrum that we have learned yesterday. So now I'm going to pass to the design team.
All right, so you already know this, but the design and gamification team is me from UNB and Maria from Saxion. So basically our smart objective, I'm gonna read it out loud for you guys, is to document and implement a text-to-speech feature in the mobile application, ensuring full integration with the existing architecture. In parallel, design and deliver comprehensive gamification guidelines and a structured framework to support consistent implementation. So basically, we have 3 deliverables for this semester. The first one is the text-to-speech guidelines. I'll be working on that. So the idea here is that I will create a documentation and also the guidelines regarding how to implement text-to-speech in the app. The idea here is that we can understand how it's used, where it's used, when it's used, and how to fully have it in the app, right? And then Maria will be working in the text-to-speech implementation. We have a new professor, Daniel. He's an expert in this area, so he will be helping Maria in all of the programming and coding for this part so that we can have it done by the end of this cycle. And the last one is a gamification structure. So this one, Maria and I will be working together. She'll be mostly doing her magic, where she will be determining how the gamification should work in the app. So the idea is that we can know exactly how points are distributed, what activities do, and how can they bring bonus to the students. And she's going to structure all of that, and then I will be working with her in order to have that structure in the app. So this is our timeline. Basically, Maria and I will be working together at the same time, but in different projects. So we're starting in February. From February until mid-April, since we have 5 months, we're dividing half-half. I'll be working on the documentation, while Maria will be working on the gamification structure. And for the other 2.5 months, Maria will be working on implementing the documentation from the text-to-speech, and I will be working on refining and doing whatever is needed from the gamification in the app. All right, so Maria.
Thank you. Last but not least, we have 3 brilliant students that are going to join us along the semester. Their main study is international business, and they had a great idea. So basically, they want to find potential partners and sponsors to contribute to this project and make the deliverables more impactful. So the first deliverable that they will work on is a list of potential partners and sponsors, so they know who, they will make a research of who is a great fit for our project. And then they will create a stakeholder map showing key actors by level of influence and interest, and in the end, a concise engagement plan outlining how to approach and collaborate with selected stakeholders. When it comes to the roadmap, well, it's going to be a linear progression, so it's going to be deliverable 1, deliverable 2, and then deliverable 3.
Okay, so the idea is that with this plan and all these deliverables, we can reach a useful information to apply in day-to-day life of the waste pickers, provide the waste pickers better opportunities on the work market, and that waste pickers can maybe become digital literate. For universities, we have the institutional recognition, like the deploying and finishing this project. New possible partners with the Saxion work, and apply the knowledge to help the local community. So, and our monthly checkpoints, we have the first one in February 23 at 12 p.m. And then the other dates will be scheduled on the first meeting. And that's it, guys. That is the Educado presentation for today.
Wonderful. Any questions? Oh.
When do you plan to test it out with the waste pickers? Do you have any ideas, for example, on rapid prototyping, so you will soon get some real feedback from real users?
Very interesting question. I think I can answer this one. Since we work in an international collaboration, we already planned, especially me and Lucas and Luisa, our physical and technical visits to recycling cooperatives. And while we will go to these cooperatives, the main idea is to test our content, but also to test the quality and impact of the app itself. So during these visits, we can test and see if it's logical, if they are being, it's easier, if it's okay, if it's what should be improved. So we already planned and scheduled.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Is there any more questions?
Oh,
sorry, I didn't realize.
Great, Professor Gianni.
Did you think about assess whether app usage results in meaningful learning rather than passive content consumption?
Can you repeat, please, Professor? I'm sorry.
Did you think about assess whether app usage results in meaningful learning rather than passive content consumption?
We talked about this at our project, and that's why we have tried to build a very simple MVP so that we can actually test and see if this is the behavior of the app. I think what we are lacking is the information about how they're going to use it, and that's why we have tried to build this first version. I don't know if anyone wants to add.
I think gamification plays a huge role in this matter, because the app is not intended to work as social media, so it's not like content that you scroll infinitely, but we will have questions and exercises based on the content that we provide them with. So it's not going to be, they can't go through all the courses without interacting with them and actively thinking about the information.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Okay, I just wanted to add something really quickly. Last semester, we also did a usability test where we tested the gamifications that Maria came up with, and we found really, really, really good results. There were a couple of activities, such as the true or false, that had 100% success rate. So I feel like that goes a little into the not making the app as passive as it want and more an active learning experience. And we know that it's working, but we want to continue having more and more in the app as we go.
Well, finally, in order to be quick, we also developed the entire content part based on our personas and way speakers and who they are, what like what their needs, what is the reality. So I think with this continuous improvement that we have done, especially in content part, that helped and was totally aligned with the gamification. I think with that, we could create something that is totally useful so far, and that we hope is going to impact positively their lives. So we hope we could respond to your questions, Professor.
Perfect. Okay, good.
Do you have any plans or strategy to make sure the way speakers engage with the application?
So I think the whole integration of these areas, that is about gamification, exercise, content, and an easy and simple app will be the strategy to reach that. And I think if everything is working really well and really and well integrated, will be the goal that we're going to reach.
We also talked about implementing some analytics. We got that as a suggestion to see how they use it, which relates to some of the questions that has so been asked here. So yeah.
And we talk about gamification again. So we will try to make the exercises and the content as attractive as possible. And we will work with different concepts of making them want to come back to this app. And we will give them rewards so they can feel more and more motivated to continue, and also with tricks, with points, and also badges, yeah. So we will work on that.
And I know that for the MVP version, the app looks awesome, but of course we're going to try to continue working on it, so it's going to be more and more similar to the designs that we have and to what we want to reach. But this is just the version that we have that works, and it's amazing for us to have at the beginning.
Also, a big part of that is also there's certificates. So those should also, in the future, maybe mean something. So when people complete these courses and get these certificates, they can maybe use these, for example, when seeking a job in the future or something similar. So that should also be able to motivate.
And finally, we are already also brainstorming something, me, Lucas, and Lisa, that we were thinking of launching the app within one specific cooperative. And when we go there, we were thinking of delivering like a workshop, something very engaged and like showing the app, so in a very, very engaging way. So we were already planning this out, actually.
Perfect. Almost the entire team replied to that question. That's so cool.
Any more questions?
Any more questions from the audience? I think we are great then. Congratulations to the team, and also Lucas and Luisa. You spent... Go ahead. Yeah, and Lucas and Luisa spent 3 months in Denmark last year to make this happen. So thank you so much for the great effort, and congratulations again.
Yeah, thank you, and thank you for Maffei too, because he was making the bridge with Brazil in that time. So I would appreciate, thankful to the Denmark guys that received me, Jens, and all the professors in the university. And I think Luisa has some words to talk to about it, or no?
I think you said everything that needed to be said. Like, we're very thankful for everyone that made this possible, our professors here in Brazil, the professors that we had in Denmark, Daniel and Stefano, who are not here, but were crucial to this. Everyone that made us feel welcome. I know we were a lot of trouble and sometimes very intense, so we're very grateful for your patience. We had lots of fun. This project has opened so many doors for us, and I feel like this is the biggest thing that we get out of Egalitarian, because it's mind-blowing how much we can do and the places that we can get, so we're just truly grateful, I think. Yeah.
Perfect. Now the official picture. Oh yeah, go to the center. She's already good.
Okay, now let's go for our last team. Echoing, please.
Go a little bit forward. All feet. You can read it if you want. Okay? Yes. Okay. Fine, fine. Good evening. So we are the Equilink group. As you guys can see, we are a lot of people. We have a lot of teams. And basically the context, can you pass the presentation, please? Yeah, the context of the project is why we are doing it. It's basically because current waste collection on campus lacks of engagement and traceability and proper separation. Recyclables often reach cooperatives contaminated, reducing their gap by combining smart equipoints, digital engagement, and tools, and educational grounded in waste pickers' reality. The program goal is to operate as integrated campus waste collection system that improves disposal of the waste pickers, cooperatives, and recyclable materials to the university laboratories. For product development, apply it to research, innovation, generate environmental education, and social value in long term. And how we are going doing this with our beautiful team right here. So basically, we are deploying smart equipoints integrated with our digital platform, and that guides to correct disposal, tracks usage, and just a sec. Just a second. To apply research partnerships with cooperatives, ensure feedback, operational learning, and real-world validation to continuously improve in efficient impact. So the next slide is our teams. We have two software teams, some merge between production engineering and mechatronics. We have, I made a negotiation before the semester. We are having a new PSP team on the work, which is from product engineering, and I'm having Antonio with me, so we can like merge the software and the mechatronical prototype. The PSP2 team is not set yet, neither the PSP5, and the mechatronic is with Rafael, who's from mechatronics, myself, and also Antonio. The urban studies section are a group of two graduations team, right? So they are from urban design and special planning. And we have creative business. Sorry, with just one. And the visual programming design also with just one member, that is Lavinia. Can you please? So here, Matheus is talking about the deliverables that the software team will be made.
Okay, hello everyone. I will actually talk only about the management part of the software because I use it to work with a small team. Now we have a team from 2 different countries, and I will be responsible to keep this project working. So I'm going to work like a Scrum manager from both teams, and on every Monday I will meet up with both teams to see if we are in the same page on development. But for the development itself, I'm going to let Caio talk about it.
So, hello guys, I'm Caio. I'm going to give a quick explanation of what we've been doing already in the software part, which is, till today, we've been developing already some of the app, and we already have a Node.js backend with an API and some of the frontend already done. This Node.js already have some core features some of like some of the core features, but some of them are still in progress. And at this stage, we decided to make a second backend, which will be developed by the Aalborg guys, right? Aalborg, the Danish party. And by doing that, by having two backends, we're going to be needing to be standardizing and centralizing the communication layer, the API. So by doing that, the API needs to follow all the integration rules because, by doing that, we'll be having a reliable, a scalable, and maintainable system. The Brazilian, which is me, Mateus, and Julia, and Dourado, will be developing the front-end part of the application. It's a web and mobile solution. By saying that, some of the timeline deliverables to the beginning of February to the end of April, we'll be developing the Java service, the Java backend by the Danish party, and like I said, the other backend will be more of the media upload and the mapping features, and the development of the front end for the mobile app will only start in the middle of March, which is again will be developed by us in Brazil. And you can see that most of the tasks we'll be doing simultaneously, and by like the development of the front end and for the mobile and the web application will be done together. And by the beginning of March to the end of the cycle, mostly, we'll be doing the product backlog, which no, you.
So as a member of the PSP6 team, we are willing to integrate our EchoPoint V2 to the app, right? So we can make some tests like for usability in the end. So that's basically the work you can pass, please, that we are making during the whole semester, trying to integrate it, try to see if the flow actually works, and try to validate this by testing report. So we want to make the least, we want to have the least amount of functions that actually makes the prototype works. So if we want achieve the solar panel part, we just want something that's with Barry works, that's fine, and works with the app. Next one. So the PSP2 team is the content creator team, and they will develop an AI generated tool to test scenarios generation, dialogues generation, and monologues. And they will see like what's the performance of the machine in which generation, and also documentate the results, like make a critical analysis of the models that we are using in open source AI. Pass, please. So they will be generating a lot of tests, and after they will see how actually the prompt makes the difference in the processing time. So they can at the same time they are learning and using the AI. They are also see how this affects CPU processing and GPU also. Next one. So the PSP5 team, they will be the quality management team. They will help me see the deliverables of every team and do the checklist if they are achieving, if they are delayed, what can the problems the teams were having, and we will have like reports, so it will be easier for me to like get in touch with each team and try to make a solution. So in the end of the semester, we have like a MVP version of everything, and the app and the EchoPoint itself, and also the digital mobilizer AI. So they will help me a lot, like with all these different teams. Next one. So they will be like working to the whole semester, monitoring through the dashboards, and basically get in touch with every team that we have in the EchoLink. The mechatronic.
Hello guys, my name is Rafael, and I'm a UNB student. So I'm the representative of the mechatronics in this project, because I study mechatronics engineering. So in this part, first of all, we need to figure it out what's going on in the project. So what we have to do? We have to do a diagram of functioning. So by this way, we can see what we can do. So we are going to see how everything works in details. And we will implement this using a raw software with like a raw code. And we will integrate this to the app. So that's one of the main objectives that we have. And we will need to deliver some prototype, some more soft prototype than we have right now, because we will need to create some kind of hardware and deliver some basically complete software of the functioning of this whole machine. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much. Who's the next? Who's the next? Ah, okay. So first of all, as I said, we need to understand our project in details. So we will implement some operating diagram of this project. Then we will do the assembly this we will do the assembly to the app and see that everything is workable. So when we see this, the project will be done. So that is God, guys. Thanks so much. Okay.
Yes, I am Nienke and I'm studying urban design. And what we're going to develop are at least 3 designs for an echo point, where at the UMB campus, where we will look at, in the design we will look at, you know, the way it's going to look. So it's going to be user-friendly. It has to be connected with the UMB campus. And also we're going to make a map with locations where we can put the echo points, and you know, the locations will be integrated with the UMB campus as well. So we're going to look at what are good locations, you know, where are the most people, and that's how we're going to connect it.
Next to that, we will also be working on a business model. It was, yeah. We're working on a business model to see what the outcome might be financially of the echo points, if they'll earn themselves back, and in what kind of period they will earn themselves back based on the waste that is collected. We will create an idea of how many waste is being collected within the next 6 months, and analyze how much revenue that will be depending on the amount of trash that is collected.
So this is like our plan. The plan is to have like the locations done at like the half of the semester. So that's at the end of April, and then at the end of the semester we will be having the locations and the design ready, and also the business model. We will be working together with the 4 of us to make this plan work, and we'll meet up like twice a week probably. So that's it.
That's me, creative business. My name is Jetsem. I'm working on the develop and publish social media content strategies for EcoLink through the semester. using the digital mobilizer to increase the awareness, engagement, and the visibility of Echolink. We'll be deliver the social media content plan, and there will be a clear overview with the calendar and strategy for the social media. We'll explain what we're going to post on which platform it will be. What else? And how we communicate as a brand to the target group, and also a campaign performance insights. And this will be a report template to review how the campaign performed. We analyze key numbers such as reach, views, clicks, shares, and also the growth of the followers. And based on this data, we provide recommendations to improve the future content to increase the awareness, engagement, and visibility of Echolink. Yeah. And yeah, this is like the the time management of it. Like the social media content plan will be there in May, and the campaign performance insight will be a little bit earlier done, hopefully. Well, I'm gonna pass the microphone.
Okay. Can we switch? Okay, I'm Lavinia from the design part of Echolink. For this semester, I will be designing the interfaces for the app and for the website. And I'll be working on new interfaces for the web and working improving what I already have from the app and designing new features. I'll be researching a lot of gamification, I guess, because it's something that we want to implement on the app. But the deliverables are basically this. The app are for the users, the students of UNB, and for the app, for the website, it's for the administration, the admins, yes. So they can register new echo points on the app and make sure if everything is working, and also see if the echo point is full, if it's working. And yes, please. My timeline, it's really simple. I'll be focusing first on the web interface screens until the beginning of April, and I'll be working along the software students. So I think we'll be really in touch to see if what I'm designing, it's compatible to their programming, I think. And then to the end of the semester, I'll be focusing on the app interface. Thank you.
So we're planning to do two types of co-working. Basically, the ones with just the teams, so they continuously keep working and sharing ideas and improving their activities and tasks. And two generals with everyone to share the results, and so we can keep. It's not the data is not defined yet, so we will wait for the other teams from PSP2 team and PSP5, so we can schedule a proper date for it. So the stakeholder, the expected results to the stakeholders as the academic community, we think that the benefit will improve efficient and quality for waste disposal on the campus. We will have cleaner and better maintained facilities. Use collected materials in laboratory for teaching, research, and product development, regeneration of the campus infrastructure through the student-developed products, and stronger integration of the education, sustainability, and innovation through the Echolink app, data generation to support academic research, reporting decision-making, and in alignment with sustainable development goals and international programs like the Egalitarian. And in the side of the waste pickers and the cooperatives, we will get like a high quality and better separated recyclable materials, reduce the sorting effort and contamination losses, do the contamination, visibility and recognition of the waste pickers as educational and educators, and access to training data and future manufacture capabilities. So there are planned, we will have like a recyclable lab here in Winnipeg in the future. So we are already doing like the waste collection part of it. And at least, but not last, opportunity to move from a volatile revenue based on weight to a high value product with the products we are developing with the recyclable waste. Thank you very much. That's our presentation. I hope you guys enjoyed Winnipeg, understood the project. Have a nice trip. I really enjoy meeting you guys, know your cultures, and I want to pass to Matheus so he can make some great.
Okay, I like to thank the team because it was a little hard dealing with so many teams, because on Ecolink we used supposed to be like a little team, and on this cycle we are a really big team. So thank you everyone for working together with us and making this happen. It was really hard, but we are really happy with the results. So saying that, any doubts about our project, something that someone wants to know?
Who is the question? Where's the question? Is it her?
It's not a question, it's more like a comment. In our visit to Capital Recicláveis, I told my group about this ONG project that collects caps from water bottles. And I told them about it. They collect this for selling to Capital Recicláveis, to use the money to rescue animals, stray animals from the streets, and this type of thing. And I knew this project for a couple of years, and I helped them collecting in my home the plastic, the water bottle caps in my home. And then after that, Professor Jens came up with a question for me that I didn't know how to answer, and that question stick in my head until today. He asked, so if you're collecting the caps from water bottles, then why not the whole water bottle itself? The thing is, I think Ecolink is a problem solver for the waste in our homes. What I'm trying to say is that I can't collect 1 year of water bottles in my home, but I can collect 1 year of caps. So then I can bring them to a eco point here in Brasilia called Papa Recicláveis. The Papa Recicláveis, just like an eco point, but not so technological. He is 5 kilometers away from my home, so it's not, I can't do the waste to have like several different trash cans in my home, so I can separate the materials and then weekly or daily or weekly leaving the waste to the correct points, because it's 5 kilometers away and I don't have a car. So I think EcoLink is a great opportunity, like for me, to collect it, since I have to go every day to the university. This is a problem solver for me, and I think it's very impactful to have a person from urban design and the team, because 5 kilometers away from my home, it's but then I think she will do a great job deciding in which points the eco points will be in, and I think that's it. That's the comment. I don't know if you guys understood what I was trying to say. But that's it. Eco Point is a great solution for the waste we have in our homes, and we don't know where to bring it when we collect it. So that's it. Thank you.
That was a great comment, wasn't it? Because, and we can feel that it matches her purpose. She had already collected many caps, so it's so nice to hear that the proposal of the EcoLink makes so much sense for a person who is engaged like you. So that's really nice. Okay, we have another question from Jens. We have a question from Hui. Then we have a question. Who else? Well, a question from Ross. Oh, okay. Ladies first, of course, absolutely, 100%. So both ladies will have been before.
Thank you. Thank you, Matheus. A question for Jette. Are you connecting in some way to the work that's been done by Anne before from Creative Business?
Yeah, I didn't have it yet, her work, but I am in contact with her and work a little bit together with her. So, well, I'm sure that where to go further. Yeah, so I've contact with her.
Okay, that's great news. Thank you. Thank you.
So thank you. This is a great project. I have a lot of questions because this is really interesting. But one of the questions is about, did you think about, or are you going to think about expanding this, or the possibility of expanding this to residential parts of Brasilia? I think that will be interesting, because there's a lot to be considered on the architecture and urban design in Brasilia, and that is really interesting to think about. That's one of the questions. The other is, would it be possible to go further on the idea and separate more the materials? I think, if I understood, you are thinking about separating the materials as Brasilia is doing right now. But could it be possible? Would it be possible to separate more, like the cooperatives do, for example, or a little bit, not so farther, but a little bit near? I don't know. This is my two questions.
So I think, professors, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that we, of course, as young persons, we want to go further. But I think that since this is one university development project, we can't do from here, because when being the private companies doesn't connect very well. So that's the reason why we have like Grupo Gestão,
Junior Enterprise. So we can have earnings from working with something that's from the university. Yeah, we thought about that. Different eco points, like for the ones for organic waste, others for it can be anything, clothes collecting, but we are
focusing on first on aluminum and plastic bottles. Have I answered?
Great. And yeah, and this project also connects very much with the lab of recycling, the startup lab of recycling of waste pickers, because basically it collects very well the waste. So, and as in that project, it starts at UNB, and then maybe, or actually, then we're gonna have the second step. So I think it's very much in line with what who is proposing and what you are doing, guys. So that's really good. We have more questions. Ross?
This is maybe a more practical question towards the software guys. You say you will be working in 2 different teams, working on 2 different parts of the project that then later has to be unified. How do you plan on ensuring that what each other is building actually can work together?
Okay, so about the software part, we are using right now is basically a microservice structure. So the Java part is going to be a new service from the consumption of an API. It will be saved on the same database, but in another cluster because we use a non-relational database. So that part is okay, and we're gonna centralize everything on one center feeder API to our front end, mobile and web app. So I will do the QA and the project manager. I will be testing, and that's me who is going to accept the pull request and that type of things. So I will assure the quality of the software itself. So I was talking about with the guys. So one of our requirements is like an endpoint be accepted. You need to have the unitary test. You need to have everything. So, and when it comes to the front end, we just make the integration.
Perfect. We have 3 more questions. Jens?
Yes, my question is how you are a really big group. That is nice. And you also have many goals. That's also good. But how will you make sure that everything you build actually fits together? How will you do that coordination? Because I see that you're planning to have meetings.
Yeah.
But do you also have plans on interfaces and integrations?
So that's why we have like the PSP5 team, so they can check everything, like have a checklist and dashboard how the project is actually running, the progress of each task, and basically the conclusion of each team works. So we have a team just for that.
I think that sounds good. I would also recommend that you have bilateral collaboration, so you identify interfaces really early in the project, and then you have bilateral collaborations between the teams which have joint interfaces to make sure that it works out. We have an expression in software engineering which is Big Bang integration, which means that you build everything and then you put it together and you hope that it fits, and usually it doesn't. So getting this process, I think, is really, really important for you. And then as a minor comment, I noticed your time, that you would have the meetings at 2 p.m. Danish time and 6 p.m. Brazilian time. But I'm also always confusing those time zones. I think you might want to switch it around so that you make a 2 p.m. Danish time to be 10 a.m. Brazilian time, because otherwise it doesn't fit. But just to show that I read your slides. Thank you.
Great. We even have one more question over there? Okay. We are reaching 4 p.m., but I think the voice of the audience should still be, let's say, heard. So we're going to continue with the questions. We're going to hear 3 more questions, and that will be it. Luis?
Thank you. This is more of a technical question, but which technology you guys are going to use to integrate the Echo Dots with your application?
That's a good one. I'm actually I don't have that much of like low-level integration behind hardware and software, but Antonio is going to do this with Felipe on PSP5, so 6, sorry. So he's our wizard on making low-level things. You can see by the scale. So I'm counting on him to make this work.
Hello, I have a question about the smart bean itself, right? So I would like to know more about, like, do you already have like an estimation about the cost to make it viable? So the idea is to produce also in scale. If that's part of the project, how do you plan to maintain, do maintenance into all those beans, and yeah, how are you gonna work in scale, or is not part of the project?
Yeah, actually it is. We need to like get in touch with the direction of FT, like this College of Technology, and it costs right now about 100 euros. But it's not completed. We don't have all the functions we want in this version, but it is able. We have with this value, we are able to get a MVP. We will have an MVP with this amount of money. I don't know if you guys think that's too much or not, but for us it is.
Okay, perfect. We had one more question. That's the final one, Jonas.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much. It's more of a question for the hardware, because I know in the Municipal of Copenhagen we have tried something very similar, but it was only for making sure that when a trash can is filled, it will get emptied. I know you talked about that the first time we were here. And from experience with the program, I know that there is two major problems. One is that the temperature of the trash cans will get very high, so the hardware will burn and just be broken. One of my questions is, do you have any idea for how to fix that?
Okay, so we have a cheap idea. That's basically the solar panel won't be on the structure. They can be like wires, so it can be, go up the ceiling, something like that. And the echo point itself stays on the shadow. That's yes, a cover one. And the other solution is like test it. If it gets hot, we try to develop some cooler system, so the temperature goes lower.
Okay, yeah. And the other one is the sensors for making sure the trash cans are filled will often get very greasy and will become vulnerable to errors. Do you have any ideas?
So me and Tony, we are trying to figure it out. So because we have like the delimitation for processing of the SP32, right? We think that. I mean, what we have developed, the processor will not handle. So we are trying to make something with laser sensors to be really cheap, and that's it.
I think that was it. Thank you.
Ultrasonic. We were talking about ultrasonic, but we think that it won't handle. So the sensor that I told you that we expected to use was an sonar.
Oh, sonar.
Sonar.
Oh, okay.
But the microprocessor doesn't handle the collection of that data. So we need something more simple.
All right. Therefore, I think we reached a very good amount of questions, not for nothing, because we have a great team with a great project in front of us. Right now, I just think that we can go for the official picture. So the team can organize yourselves a little bit more concentrated, maybe. Yeah.
All right. So we are done with our presentations for the projects. Before we move on with the closing ceremony, we are having a quick coffee break outside. So we're gonna give you guys 15 minutes. I know it's quick, so please go and enjoy and be back here at 4:20, please.
Vocês já estão todos cá dentro.
Hi, everyone. Can you all please take your seats? Is there a seat outside still?
Ainda estão a aguardar.
Enquanto eles... Please, everyone. We're gonna start, so... All right. Is everyone settled? Ready? Ready to begin?
Senta, senta.
Okay. So we're heading towards the end of our event, but we now have Professor Rui from University of Minho, and he's going to talk a little bit about carbon emission.
Hello. I will talk for 5 minutes maximum, okay, because I know that we are waiting for the awards, so a really important part of the event. But we are developing a project where with a strong commitment, environmental and social commitment, okay, here, egalitarian. But we, at least at the coordination team, we start thinking about, okay, but we are traveling around the world, so every semester we have at least 40 people traveling from Europe to South America, or from South America to Europe, and between different countries. So we thought, okay, maybe we can compensate the CO2 that we are generating. And we found, sorry for this, okay. We found a company that decided to support us on this, is Tree Earth. Tree Earth is a startup in Manaus, in the Amazonia, and they have been planting trees in Amazonia and around Brazil to support our events. So whenever we travel from Copenhagen to Brasilia or the other way around, there are trees that are being planted to compensate the carbon dioxide that we are generating. Okay, so for section, okay, we have the report here. 88 trees were planted, and we can see where they are planted because this company register the GPS coordinates of that plant and take a picture of the plant, and we can go to their software. And as an example, we have here near Belém tree Andiroba cascuda. I don't know what is this tree, okay, but it's native from Brazil, of course. And it was planted for the Hollanda, so for the Netherlands event, okay? So it is written there, Hollanda 2025. It was the CEO of the company, Vicentino, who have planted and registered these trees. So far, we have 334 trees that have been planted already, okay? And for this event, more trees will be planted in the next month, 1 or 2 months, okay, to compensate our traveling around. So just for your information, and additionally, I will ask you to follow the Instagram of that company and the LinkedIn, and if you want, you can install the app. The app is on the Google Play Store, and I think Andre already shared the links. So that will be helpful for the company, okay, if you can follow them and see what they are doing, trying to compensate all the things that we have been doing in the world. They are doing that in Brazil, Amazonia, Minas Gerais, and a lot of other places. Okay, thank you for these 5 minutes, and let's go for the awards, I think.
All right, so this might be the moment you all have been waiting for. Mafe, please. Just 1 second.
garota. Não tá pra ver, não. Não? Não, pode ir. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Good. Good. Ah, eu não sei fazer isso. Ah, só você. Tá bom.
So, good afternoon, guys. Let's just a final presentation, and this is about the egalitarian competition so far. And firstly, I would like to thank all of you who have participated, the students, but also the professors who was not on the participating, but I saw that posted, for instance, Jens, Natasha. So congratulations to all for participating and engaging. Secondly, I just would like to say that the idea of this dynamic was to integrate everybody, to be more funny, and also for those who was not feeling comfortable, that talk to me in private, we already take all of the lists. So at the end of the day, it was not a mandatory, like, obligation. It was much just for fun. And so the ones who are not feeling Maria, I'm so low profile, I don't like to post, so it took them off, so it's okay, it's not a problem, guys. And the idea also is because it's important for the egalitarian to promote the event. Not only for the egalitarian itself, but for other people know our events, know our purpose, our goals, and also to continue the project. And also for you guys to continue working with us. So that was our idea. And now, the awards. So let's start it. So the awards. And congratulations everybody. And so this is important. The weights. So let's remember the weights. So for story, every person who was posting story gain 1 point, video stories 2 points, reels 3 points on Instagram, LinkedIn posts 4 points, LinkedIn reposts without any text 1 point, LinkedIn with a text, which didn't happen, it was 2 points, and Instagram feed post 5 points. And let's go to the winner team. So let's. I want to help. And 1, 2, 3, and we have the third group that a total of 18 points, which is the group of Andrea, and she can come here with. She can come here with her group. All of her group can come here. Let me just see, it's group 3. Group 3. And the group 3 received? Grupo 3, professora. Yes, group 3 received just a little present just to remember. Yes, you can open. Let's take a picture, everybody together. It's okay. It's okay. It's just a little gift for you guys because she worked so hard for her team, and we believe they deserve it. So congratulations to them. So, since we are awarding, now we're going to the second group who was posted the most. And Again, guys, I need your help.
Oh no, that one is 43. 43 posts. Rafael, the strong guy. He posted in 1 week 43. That's so good.
That's like 8 a day.
Yeah, yeah.
What are you posting on LinkedIn 8 times a day?
Eu acho que esse aqui tá funcionando de novo, mas eu acho que vale a pena dar uma trocada nele. Hello, João. After Rafael. Rafael, it's after you. It's after you. It's after you. Go. Aê! Andrea! Aê! Agora, eu e ele, tá? That is so nice! Okay!
I got my chocolate. I got one story.
Yes! Okay. Go, Felipe.
Nós ficamos deixados, hein? Você achou? Eu achei. Cadê a gravata? Não, menos.
Primeiro dia, recebi com gravata. E eu vi no último dia, ó. Tá aqui, ó. Professor, esse número aqui. Mas não tá feio, né? Eu espero.
Você acha que eu deixaria uma dívida se...
É mesmo?
se
Não.
estender tão longe?
Aê! Good. So now. What?
No, I thought you were going to say something.
No, no, no. Yeah, and we now are going to do what? Okay, yeah. Okay, good.
Oi, oi, oi. Okay. Huh? Okay, so now we're gonna have our general feedback session. So can I please have Professor Jens and Matheus Halby to conduct the session? Yay!
Thank you. The next part is really important for us for two reasons. The feedback you give us is important for making an even better event next time. And maybe we will also do new projects in the future. So it's super important for us to learn. This is why we have the feedback session here, and we really appreciate your feedback. There is also a more formal part, which is a survey that you will get afterwards. That is also important, both because we learn from it and because it goes to the European Commission, so they decide if it's worth investing money in this. So we hope you have liked what we have done this week. There are a lot of people involved in it who have put a lot of effort into this, both local people here, Mateus, all the other local organizers, Luisa, all the professors. Some are spending work time, some are spending more of their free time. So we hope you appreciate it. But for the first part, the comments, it's really important for us to learn. So shoot anything you have that was good or bad or could be better or could be repeated. The floor is completely open, and I guess Eric is taking notes. So Natasha is taking notes. Perfect.
So, okay, good. Ross, did you already have something?
It was the evaluation, right? Yeah. I really enjoyed that you got the trip in that we had this morning, even though it was originally cancelled. So good work to the people who ended up doing that. Next time, could we maybe make sure that when it says the bus drives 7:30, that it goes 7:30?
That's a good goal.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ross. Exactly.
I have a question. So I was curious to know if, for example, the Educado project, if that will be continued, because we heard that it will not be continued after the next semester. But yeah, I was just curious to know how these projects will proceed in the future.
It's a good question. Also works as a feedback. Great question, Emil. So about the Educado, and I will take Ross's afterwards. The project will continue. What will not continue will be the efforts on Software 5 from software at Auburn University, because the endeavors that were coming from there reached the goals. So that's the only thing. But the project will continue. Yeah. About Ross's point, that's an important point. It's about important learning. It's also the organization has to do, but also in the in the personal levels, we also had some time. But it's also the diversity, which it's also something. It's also a learning for everyone. It's a learning both for all the people. Let's say. In terms of how to deal with time. So some like more strict time, some like more flexible time. But in this case specifically that you are saying, you are very right. It was just written by mistake in the group that the bus was going to leave. But you are very right. We will take that. And Natasha is definitely taking notes of that. Yeah.
It's a concept that I've learned here, which is called concentration. Because concentration means that over a time interval of, for example, 30 minutes you meet. And where I come from, I'm used to it's a point in time and not an interval in time. But I think that's a cultural thing, but maybe we should do more concentrations somewhere.
Good. So.
Any more comments on
experience? Compliments or suggestions for changes, things that could be different. Anything is welcome. We are really.
Yeah, I would like to compliment everybody who organized this, because I think it was very well organized, and I really like that we had a lot of lectures and that there were a lot of guest speakers and stuff, and that we had 2 visits to waste sorting centers and stuff. It was really nice.
And we thank you as well. We have more. That's great.
So we did work on this on our P1 project as well, and I just think it would be easier if we've seen this before we were working on the P1 project, if that makes sense. Yes, because we was working on this last semester as well, and we didn't know what it really looked like until now. So.
That's very, I think Natasha, that's very well noted, right? He just. Yeah, and all,
yes.
What would happen in everything, right?
Yes, exactly.
Because we programmed a lot of things without knowing what we were actually
That's fine. Makes sense. So back in Denmark, before now, sorry, let me just. So back in Denmark, before now, you already worked in this project, but you hadn't been here, so you couldn't see the overview of the context. So you would like to have access to this broad context even before coming here. That's a very nice idea. Yeah, we will prepare some, let's say, content to put in the website. Also because this egalitarian is, let's say, this first version is finishing and another version will happen. So that's very important feedback. That's really nice.
And this is exactly why even I can tell that it was not easy, why we really worked hard to get this visit in place today. We asked initially, is it possible to move the visit to another day? And it was not possible. And then we asked, how is it possible? And then it became possible because we think it has so much value to see the context.
I think that there was too many guest lectures because maybe it was because our group lacked practical knowledge, so we didn't really begin with the PM canvas until the last day. So we didn't have enough time. So maybe it was our problem, but maybe there was a bit too many lectures, in my opinion.
That's a really good feedback. It's of course, let's say, always a challenge to find the optimal point. And we also had the, let's say, the visit cancellation and then the water issue, which was externalities. But nevertheless, this is always a point of attention, and I'm sure Natasha is writing about it, so we can keep reflecting on what is the optimal point. Thank you. That's really interesting.
Okay, so it was just maybe a suggestion because from what I've heard from the other groups and also experience from my own group is that when you have to start working on this PM canvas and plan out what you are going to do in the whole semester, at least for us, it was really hard to understand what the problem was, what had been worked on before. So maybe it would be a good idea for you to encourage that one of the deliverables at the end of the semester for the groups or people working on the project is some sort of documentation of what have been done and what should be done. Because for us, it was really hard to try to understand the problem, put all this or map out all the stakeholders, all the moving parts and what do we have and everything in this week where we also have all these guest lectures and we have to build the PM canvas. So maybe alongside the students or participant guide, we could also get some like this information so we can look at it beforehand. And I think that would make for more aligned scope of the different projects so they don't use the first month of the semester to figure out what this is actually about and end up doing something different than what was planned to do.
That's perfect. That's perfect. And you are also talking, and just so we can have the notes precise, you're talking more because you worked in the project also last semester. So you're talking about from that starting point, not from here.
I think it's from both.
Okay, perfect. Great. Yeah, to catch up on what has been done in the past. Yeah, this continuity, absolutely. This continuity with different people is a challenge. I think our project has a, let's say, very ambitious design, let's say in terms of that, of like having different people working and keeping the continuity. And I'm sure, yeah, we will definitely reflect even deeper about it, and probably this package of transition knowledge management packages, basically like that, will be a very, very nice way to go. That's great. Oh, we have another thing over there? Oh, good, Simon.
It would be nice if we dedicate time with the different groups and POs to talk about the scope and the goals of the project we are going to do. because we asked for it and it yielded a lot of clarity and understanding of what we are going to do. That would be nice.
And this you are saying what you're going to do during the week, or you are going to do afterwards? Oh, okay, afterwards. Yes. It is challenging, and I mean, to some extent, all projects, activities that we do in life are, let's say, challenging in that sense. But that comment also sounds really like something we actually have to continuously improve. So that's really good, Simon. Okay, more points. More things that we should keep that were highlights. More things that we could change. Anything? Anyone? Any points for the Brazilian team? Anything that we should keep? Anything? Oh, we have more over there. Is that it? It's more. Oh, that's great.
For us, we kind of fell into this project because there, of course, were more cycles beforehand, and it was a little bit hard for us in the beginning of this week to I don't know how to say it, get into it. Yeah, catch up, get into it, understand what the problem is, what we can work on. So for us, we were kind of laying behind a bit because we missed 2 days doing actual. Process? No, it's not the lectures. The lectures were good. It's more like the group work, the things we had to do ourselves, that if we maybe had a little bit more preparation beforehand. So, for example, the Danish guys, they already had to work for 2 months on this project. They knew what they were getting into. We were coming here, we're like, okay, we're going to do the project now. So if we maybe had a little bit more of pre-information on this project, we could have brainstormed ourselves beforehand and also come here a little bit more prepared.
Perfect. That makes sense, and that I think is in line with. It's difficult to catch up. So absolutely. Some previous knowledge. Maybe we can do a virtual meeting before the cycles or something like that. Share some videos. Yes. 100%. That's really good.
Anything else?
All right, so this is my 3rd time that I visited Brazil. Probably I know a little bit more Brazilian guys, but the thing is, whoever arrived first time, they definitely deserve to know Brazil a little bit more. So I would greatly recommend for all the host countries, wherever it is being hosted, if there is a possible to have some sort of socializing session time. I mean, for say we have some offline, an official kind of schedules. If it is possible to create anything that clearly represent the host countries. So in this way, we can really learn the country more, even though being inside of that country. And it also helps for Brazil, it will definitely help to understand the problem dynamics for us.
So more context about the country itself and context real. That's actually really nice. Yeah, that's true. Okay.
If there are no more comments, then we posted the link for the final survey. It's really, really important for us that you fill it out because it goes to the European Commission. So please take the time to fill it out. It's fairly quickly. If you have any additional comments, or if you're on your way home, think maybe I had one more comment, then please send it to any of us, and we really appreciate it. And otherwise, this is marking the end of the session, and very soon also marking the end of this event. I don't know. Do you have any final? You have final remarks? But before I give the microphone to anyone, I think you should give a big hand to Louisa, to Matthäus, to the professors, and to yourself for making this an absolutely great event. A big hand to yourself also. Come on. It's been a pleasure spending a week with you. And I'm looking a lot forward to following the projects also in the coming semester. I'm sure you will have both ups and downs, and we are there for both. Thank you.
Beautiful. Okay, do you still need time to continue filling the form? Have you finished already? Who has finished? Finished. Beautiful. Okay, we have still some people finishing, so we just give the microphone to Luisa so she can start.
All right. Before we have our closing ceremony, I just have a quick announcement. Professor Diane sent in the group that we had some forgotten items. So we have a charger cable. If no one wants it, I'm going to sell it on eBay, so please. We also have an anti-insect. Okay? Anti-insect. Simon, next time. Okay? You need one. Yeah? You take, okay. It's like 5 highs. And we have a notebook. Okay. So, take this too. Okay. The cable, someone? No? It's like a really good one. I want it if no one wants it.
It's such a nice cable.
Yeah, and it's golden, rosé.
It's rosé. It's rosé. So
This will sell. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Doni uma, doni duas. Okay. Yep. I know you all are really tired of hearing me talk. I've talked a lot this week, but I also have a few words before we finish off with our professors, so if you don't mind hearing me one last time. So as you all know, this week has been intense, cheerful, insightful, and full of all the great adjectives that you can think of. I know that it's really, really hard to be part of this. So from students to supervisors to the people that have graced us with the time to come here and just do workshops and lectures, I am sure that everyone has poured their heart and soul into this project. So as we finish our event, I would like to express how grateful we are to everyone that made this possible. So professors, I know how hard it is to put everything together, but we are really, really grateful that you pour your faith in us and that you are willing to share your knowledge with us, not only during this week, but during the entire semester. We know that this would not be possible without you, so we're really, really, really grateful for you. So to the amazing people that took time out of their schedules to come here and present us with lectures, workshops, dynamics, we're also really thankful to have been taking part in so many insightful moments. And last but not least, I would like to thank every student that, at the start of this week, decided to give their all. As a student myself, I know how overwhelming it can be to take part in projects like this and events like this. But the moments and the experience that we have shared this week truly make everything worth it. So I hope that you enjoy just working together throughout the semester and that this week was just as meaningful to you as it was to me. To finish our event strong, I would like to invite to the stage the project's coordinators. So if I could please welcome Professor Rui from University of Minho. Professor Natasha from the Netherlands. Professor Jens from Denmark. And my two brilliant professors from UNB, Simone and Diane. The stage yours, so just if you can please say a couple of words.
Okay, so I'm the first, so the others don't have so much to say. No. Well, thank you all the students that are here, because I know that this is challenging And you are, by one side, you are really enthusiastic with the project, but you have some difficulties with the problem at the beginning. But thank you for coming, okay? And hope that some of you will be in Portugal next July. We'll do a great event. I'm not sure, this is really difficult to do better than this, okay? But we'll try, okay? Thank you.
Yeah, in the first place, thanks again to the fantastic Brazilian organization. That was really great, and many things have already been said. And then I think I should thank all the students for being so open-minded. In the beginning of the week, a lot of people didn't know each other yet, and people were sometimes separated by their own countries. And after a few days, everyone is mixing, and everyone is being very open-minded, trying to learn from each other and really getting the best out of this experience. And I think that is such a great thing to do when you're a student. So thank you for being here and being really open-minded and enjoying everything to the best.
I said it already. Thank you so much for making this a great event. I hope you will remember the days here. I hope you will remember the waste pickers, even when things are difficult and hard, that you are aware that you can actually make a real difference for some of these people by the projects that you're doing. But tonight I hope you will go party and enjoy that this is also about friendships and fun.
So I wrote some few words for you. To close, I would like to highlight how intense and productive this week has been. We had full days of activities, deep discussions, and also informal social moments that helped us connect beyond the official program. I would like to thank the Brazilian team for their commitment and hard work behind the scenes, and even in front of them, which was essential for the success of this event. I also thank all participants and colleagues from other universities. Your contributions and different perspectives greatly enriched this cycle. Finally, a special thank you to João for the audiovisual technical support, and to Maria, who made sure we always had coffee. I wish you all, and in particular, a special thank you to Simone, my partner in this event. And finally, I wish you all a great semester ahead. And hopefully we will meet again in Portugal. Yeah.
For us, it was a pleasure to host this egalitarian event at UNB. I just want to say how special this week has been. It was intense and full of learning. I really hope you enjoy it. I would like to thank our team of staff. Our students worked hard to make this event possible, and João, Maria, and the other people that contribute with this event. And finally, thank you all to being part this egalitarian event in 2026 in Brasilia. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you so much to the professors for so many valuable remarks. And again, as we already said, thank you so much to you, because you are the protagonists. Egalitarian exists because of you. If it was not you, it wouldn't mean anything. Because of you, it means everything. So thank you so much. And tonight we're going to continue, right? The social part is also part of it, so that's great. Woohoo! Okay, so right now we're going to, of course, have some pictures because we also need to take a final picture, isn't it? Jens, if you, oh yeah. So we're going to take different pictures here. I think the photo team can take different pictures, but we're going to take a general one, and we're also going to take a staff picture. Okay? Okay. Oh yeah, and by the way, since we are already here, and we are already thanking everyone, we need to thank a group of people that is also super important to us, which is the photo team, the video team with Igor and Andressa. So that's really good. Thank you. Now I have even more glasses, so the meme is even stronger right now. And yeah, so photo team can take the pictures of the staff. Natasha needs to come here, and all the professors can come down. We will start now. It's a more informal part. The event is already, let's say, concluded. Let's just prepare for the pictures. So, yeah. First, we're gonna take one with the coordinators. Yeah, let's take a general one. Let's take a general one. Yes. Perfect. Yeah, okay, team, picture. Smile. I'm also.
Yeah, you should be there.
Wonderful. Do you want one of the coordinators, or it's fine like that? Fine like that, right? Fine like that. Good. So, everyone, just come here. We can take a final one, and people, yeah, let's just come. It's a beautiful thing. Yeah. Let me football play right over here. Football. Team football here.
Tinha que ser pose ballerina.
Oh.
Should be a ballerina.
Ballerina.
Yes.
What? You said the meme in the group? Thanks.
How many glasses do you want?
How many what?
How many shots?
For the meme. Wait, where are the sunglasses? Wait. Oh yeah, that's good. Oh gosh. And once again, the messed up one. We always do it, right? So it's oh yeah. That's great. Thank you so much, people. Okay, so the dinner is really soon. Fortunately, most of us have taken a shower already, which is really good, because then we can go directly to the dinner, or okay. Thank you, Jirat. People, let's say something. Let's go directly to the dinner, okay? We go directly to the dinner. Afterwards, you go to the hotel, leave the stuff, and then go afterwards somewhere else. Eu não posso mandar. galera cala a boca. Não, não, é porque as pessoas gostam de conversar. Let me just... tá. And remember, this is a very good time for you to take pictures of your tea, of your countries, of the staffs. So. Agora eles estão tirando. E aí depois pode tirar. Tiraram uma?
Acho que já.
Já. É porque também senão fica muita foto, né?
Ah, é, chega.
Nossa.
Done, we're done.
Otherwise it's too many pictures.
I thought.
just to have it, but.
Look at them though. They look like a football team.
Yeah. Wait, I'm also part of the Danish team, I guess, right? Oh yeah, I can't. He's like. Good one. All right. E aí, Gondinho?
Pior é o seguinte, eu sugeri que ele já hoje está todo enrolado e amanhã eu também estou todo enrolado, já vai viajar. Mas quando eu vi a mensagem, ele mandou uma mensagem dizendo que não ia rolar. Ah, tá. Então, mas eu já estava a caminho. Eu vi aqui quando eu cheguei, ele saiu. Mas...
Dutch team, please go to the stage. Oh wait. I think somebody is calling you to go to the stage. The Dutch team, somebody's calling you to go to the stage.
Aí eu cheguei que eu vi a mensagem, sabe? Pelo menos vou lá, dou um abraço e vou embora.
This project, it was so nice. Thank you. It was the best. It was so good community.
That's so great to hear. That's like it's actually really good, guys. And you are going to so it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun, and we're gonna be there. But I'm really happy that you liked, guys.
Next time we'll spend more time. We have Barcelona fans here.
But yeah.
Brazil team? São Paulo. I have a Palmeiras.
Palmeiras is good. No, Palmeiras is good. I can.
O Madeira onde? Lá no...
Madeira do Shopping ID.
Madeira
do Shopping ID. Godinho, se você quiser ir no Madeira do Shopping ID, mas assim... too much. Vai, Tatiana.
The most saddest part of Friday is...
Desde a pandemia, as declarações que eu quero do Madeiro, eu risquei.
Attention, Professor João Melo. Professor João Melo, please go to the stage.
Eu já subi lá no...
Matheus Halber, cadê tua pose de sempre?
Minha pose de time de futebol, vamos lá? Mario, you will be the meme.
Virou.
You will be the meme, Mario, no problem.
Robbie, you as well.
Come on.
Good. For the memes, for the memes.
All the Brazilians.
Agora só os destaques, por favor, fiquem em pé.
Eu conto.
Eu
conto? Você já é quase professor.
Isso, eu sou quase... Eu sou... Staff team.
Agora bagunçado.
Oh, meu Deus do céu. Derruba.
Você podia agradecer os fotógrafos, por favor, que nós esquecemos de agradecer.
Vamos, professora. Vamos ao jantar agora. Precisamos ir direto. Porque estamos atrasados.